Warner Brothers has been suffering so hard with their DC movies and with their cast specifically. I mean, let's look at what happened with Ezra Miller and The Flash and the colossal flop that happened with that. I think partially due to the fact that everybody is over Ezra Miller and his LARPing of a fake gender, on top of the fact that the movie just sucked, okay? Let's be real. The movie just across the board seems like the reception was that, hey, the movie's just bad. All right? So, Aquaman now has suffered so much backlash, as we all know, from Amber Heard and all of the controversies surrounding Johnny Depp and all that. But now they have they have dropped their little teaser trailer. They are moving forward with the film, but there are rumors that, hey, the marketing has been dropped for this. I wouldn't even be surprised because they're probably just going to have to take an L on this. Now, I will say I actually did like the first Aquaman movie. I think objectively it's far from perfect, but I liked it. I'm also kind of not even kind of. I am also a Jason Momoa stan. Y'all know this. I get so many people saying, but he's woke. I don't care. You know, I'm not about the woke agenda and all that stuff. You see that on this channel. But that's not going to stop me from liking an actor. I mean, an actor's job is to act. I really don't care what their politics or anything like that are in the grand scheme of things, unless they do particularly egregious things, okay? Like Amber Heard and Ezra Miller and all his stuff, you know. So anyway, I'm just going to play this without audio because the copyright overlords are real strict with that. But anyway, here we have this. I saw bits of it earlier. I never sat down and just watched the entire teaser here. But I'm not going to lie. I otherwise would actually want to watch this. I mean, I don't see any Amber Heard in the teaser, though. Like, is she even in it at all? I didn't see her at all, which I thought somebody mentioned her being in the teaser, but I don't see that at all. I'll just say, one thing I really liked about the first Aquaman movie was just that underwater battle. I just thought it was epic. I thought it was really cool, but I think ultimately it was just the cinematography was just beautiful in the first Aquaman movie. But to me, I don't know, this looks like a good time. It's just like a campy superhero movie. I don't know, looks good to me. But I know that people want to see this movie do bad, and I think the principle of it all with Amber Heard, I don't want to see her succeed or anything like that, but you know, just talking about my taste in movies and stuff, I would totally watch this. If they cut out Amber Heard's parts, I would watch it. And but I don't want to support anything Amber Heard is in. That is my conundrum, but it's funny. Look at this tweet. Aquaman's 2 marketing budget. I think it's just going to be DOA, just given a lot of the controversy there and the fact that a lot of people are just over it with what's been going on with DC, especially the DC EU. People in the comments seem pretty excited for the most part, but then you have like people memeing Amber Heard and all that. You know, I get it. So let's see what TMZ has to say on the subject. Aquaman 2, WB drops teaser trailer amid marketing rumors. Okay, so let's see what the scoop is. Let's see if they have anything or if this is just going to be a giant word salad of nothingness, right? And just like clockwork, Warner Brothers has dropped the teaser trailer for Aquaman 2. This amid a ton of clamoring from fans who feared the studio was leaving this flick by the wayside. Now, I've said in the past, hey, maybe this movie shouldn't even happen. Maybe they should just like be done with it and not even release it, given it's very bad. It looks very bad for the brand to release giant flops like the Flash movie. It's just bad business. First of all, just like losing money on the project in general, which you still would if you scrapped it. You'd lose even more, honestly. But it's just, that's the thing, is there's value in brand image. There is so much value in that. And so when you've tainted your reputation even more and you continue to release failures, I don't know. I think it almost would have been smarter just to scrap it all together, but I guess we'll see how that works out for them. WB must have been paying attention to all the Twitter chirping, because they literally uploaded a 30-second promo with a promise of the full trailer dropping Thursday. In the teaser, it gives you a sense of the action and the plot. See, and that's why I would want to watch it, is for like, okay, the action, a good action, and the plot. Jason Momoa. I mean... All right. I'm kidding, kind of. Okay. But there's one notable absence. Not much footage of Amber Heard that we can see here. See, why do they say not much footage? That implies that there's some. I didn't see any. I don't know if I'm missing something, but I didn't see any Amber Heard and all that. Time will tell if she's in the full trailer. DC fans think Jason Momoa and Amber Heard are getting sidelined in the lead up to Aquaman 2, and the rumored reason: the studio's reportedly preparing for a bomb. The comic book crowd is in a frenzy this weekend amid some gossip about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is coming out in December, but which has yet to show off any official marketing material, including first looks, teaser trailers, or much of anything. And here we have, I mean, dude, yeah, this is very close to release. So when Batman Fly says Aquaman 2 is coming out in 3 months and still no trailer, why is no one panicking? And then the comics kid here says, because they know it's bad. They know it'll lose money, and they aren't putting a marketing budget behind it at all. The lack of promotion is starting to concern some of the most fervent DC heads, and many have wondered why Warner Brothers is taking their time. Welp, one purported comic book scooper who's often credited with insider knowledge says he has the answer. Casey Walsh of the GWW wrote in response to one fan, because they know it's bad. Yeah, and I already shared that. So it's unclear if KC is actually citing sources within the industry, or if he's just floating his own theory on why the trailers have been slow to roll out. So take his words here with a grain of salt. Still, though, his report is being taken seriously by a lot of comic-centric outlets. More importantly, the logic seems to make sense to many, and this all has to do with how DC's latest big superhero movies recently did at the box office. Of course, there's Blue Beetle, which didn't make much money at all. The big mistake lies in The Flash. Whew, that's the bad one. All right. Blue Beetle, gosh. That seemed like that really sucked too. I was not going to waste my time with that movie. Had no intention of it. I'm pretty sure I uploaded a trailer reaction here on my channel when they first dropped it. It just, beyond just the retarded elements of it, beyond the retarded woke stuff and the whole, like, what was that, Batman fascist thing? Beyond that, I just thought it looked boring. I didn't even think it looked like a good movie. It just looked boring to me. And I've never been into the family superheroes thing, or not necessarily family superheroes. What I mean is the family dragged into the superheroes story. Don't like it, especially now if the whole family were these awesome superheroes. That's kind of different. Like, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything that I like that does that. But I could see how that could potentially work. I mean, sort of with Invincible because his dad, but Omni-Man and all that. But just, yeah, that was cool. But I don't like the whole, one reason, and this is one reason why I didn't really like the new Spider-Man movies, is because I don't like when there's a lot of baggage or like things that are in the way, right, of a superhero. And one thing that's constantly in the way with a superhero is going to be family. Of course, the bad guys are going to target the family, right? Dude, do you even see this in real life now that I think of it? Look at how, like, a content creator, people will find their families and dox them. I've had that happen myself. So yeah, not that I'm a superhero or anything. I'm just a goob who uploads videos on YouTube. But I digress. People will go after what they will try to hurt you, and they will go after that. And so in the case of like a superhero, the villains, of course, are going to target the family. This is why so many villains are orphans, or superheroes are orphans, or like look at someone like Lara Croft. They didn't want, when she was originally created, I know they changed things now, and that's one of the reasons why that I don't like the new stuff, is because they incorporated so much family drama and all that, and it just absolutely ruined Lara Croft's dynamic as a character. And in the past games, in the originals, they made Lara Croft's family disown her, so they're not a part of the equation anymore. They're not in her way. She has no obligations to them. Her enemies aren't going to target them because that's just not even a factor in her story, right? And so like with the Spider-Man movies, the recent ones, you know, I'm not against like what happened to Uncle Ben and stuff. That's a huge pivotal part of his story, but more so the fact that with the new Spider-Man movies, how his friends are just tagging along all the time. I hate it. It's so cringe to me. It's like, dude, I just never liked that. And then Blue Beetle, just in that trailer, his family and all that. I'm just like, no. I like to see a superhero just be a superhero. And sometimes they have to make those difficult decisions to, look at this dynamic you see in Invincible. Look at this dynamic that you see in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Was okay, his duty to protect people, and as a superhero, he felt a sense of duty that was tied with that. And unfortunately, there was an expense there that had to be paid, and that is his own personal life. And so you see that with the Tobey Maguire movies with MJ and how that all panned out, and that they actually did that in a good way, where it was like, oh man, he's suffering in his personal life. His own life suffers because he is doing a very self-sacrificing thing. So that element. But the whole, okay, here's all the family and they're going to be hitting bad guys with pots and pans and making jokes about Batman being a fascist. But please just make it end. Make it stop. All right. So let's continue on this. Lop on the alleged fact that this movie supposedly stinks, and it's no wonder Warner would be wary to pour even more money into Aquaman 2, the budget of which is said to have ballooned north of $200 million through a ton of different reshoots amid the pandemic. Plus, there's the strike that's still going on, not to mention lingering Amber hate, as well as James Gunn's overarching reboot of the DCU. With all these factors combined, it's easy to see why WB possibly scaling back the Aquaman 2 rollout actually checks out. Warner may have experienced a windfall in Barbie, but appeared to have issues elsewhere. All right, my honest take on this whole thing, maybe I have bad taste in movies. I don't know, but I liked the first Aquaman, and I think this teaser looks fun. This is what I like to see from a superhero type movie. It's just to be a fun adventure, and I'm fine with campiness. I'm fine with all that, a little bit of cheesiness, all that. I don't expect a cinematic masterpiece when it comes to action movies. So, hey, to me, I think it actually looks fun. The only thing that's stopping me from watching it is the Amber Heard stuff. But I may go through some Jack Sparrow methods to watch it. But I digress. You know, if they actually cut out Amber Heard, come on, why can't they do that? Dadgummit, man. Anyway, that's my take. I don't know. I know it's probably unpopular, especially among the fellowship, but just saying. Dude, look at like, I don't know, just a lot of movies I like are kind of along those lines, I guess. But anyway, there you have it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to read your Bible today. And if you don't want to read it, you should though. You should. But if you want to have someone read it to you, I started my channel last week called Bible Time with Melanie Mack. And you can check that out. And I will happily read the Bible to you every single day. Whether you're a Christian or not, would love to have you there on my channel. Of course, I always encourage everybody to read on their own time. And hey, you know, if you find another outlet, someone else reading it, an audio Bible, whatever it is, if you prefer that, that's great too. Just get your Bible time in. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.